Welcome to Dare a New Belief, a place to discover what is possible for your life after the loss of a loved one, and where you will find inspiration, insight, support, and love, and hopefully a bit of laughter to help you through the day. Now here's your host, Nada Hogan.
Welcome to Dare a New Belief in what is possible for your life, a podcast that offers life, light, love, joy, healing, faith, and hope. This podcast is named in honor of one of my greatest teachers, Dara Lynn Robertson. When was the last time you asked yourself if you could dare a new belief in what is possible for your life? I think that often we have opportunities to become our greatest selves, and we just don't dare to believe differently about what we are capable of, or that we really have the power of the human spirit. My story and this podcast is all about learning how to dare a new belief and discover what is possible for your life. You may be asking yourself, who is this person asking me to dare a new belief? My name is Nada Hogan, and I am unapologetically optimistic about life and all of its magic. I am infatuated with what is possible for you and I to discover about ourselves while we're on this magnificent journey called life. Life is interesting, and for me, I was always fascinated with people. What made them click? What brought them fulfillment and satisfaction? What made them happy? And what on earth got them up and out of bed each morning? I think I was so curious about other people's happiness because I wasn't satisfied or fulfilled with life. In fact, this whole life thing didn't make much sense to me at all, and I couldn't find my purpose or meaning for being here. My purpose and meaning certainly wasn't about the job or how much money a person made, but it seemed like that's how I grew up. It was always about go to school, get a good job, raise a good family, retire, and then what? It just all left me feeling so empty and purposeless. But I didn't know then that I could have had a completely different perspective on life, and I could have chosen differently. So, not knowing what I know now, I did what everybody else did. I got a good job, I was raising a good family, and then the unthinkable happened. My 18-year-old daughter, Dara, was killed in a car accident by a 60-year-old man. And the pain of that accident was too much for him to bear. And a year and a half later, he took his own life. My heart broke for him, while it was still breaking for the loss of my daughter. All of the forgiveness and love in the world couldn't heal his pain. I forgave the man that accidentally took my daughter's life, and there was deep meaning in that for me, because it wasn't a choice to forgive him, but a wave that washed over me the very first time I saw him. I didn't even have a chance to think. It was as if Dara herself was that wave of pure love that caused that instantaneous forgiveness in me. And oftentimes I have found that's where we learn about life and love, in the places we'd never expect it. I have discovered that death did not cut off the connection between mother and daughter. It gave us a different relationship on a completely different level that words just cannot express, because it's not of this physical world. It is beyond the physical, but it is as real as anything physical. So many uncanny things have happened in my life since Dara's passing, and much of it I can't explain. But I do know for sure that this world is so much more than what meets the eye. There's this whole other world that is about the invisible side of our nature. And I see the world very differently now. I see it and live it with great meaning and purpose. And I want to share that with you. This podcast came about as a way that I could offer support to those who have suffered the loss of a loved one, because I discovered that reconnecting to my power came out of my loss and my pain. And if I can help and support you, then this podcast has deep meaning and purpose. I will be here one time a week with guests that will inspire you to grow from your pain, that will help you to harvest the good from a situation you never would have chosen for yourself. And they will share stories of how they have overcome their pain and loss. And sometimes I'll be here just by myself, and I will speak to you from my heart and offer ways that we can be a light for others, offering advice to you to help you to become stronger than your pain, and sharing with you how to live into your epic life after your epic loss. I believe life is ultimately about love, healing in love, stepping out on faith in love, living from love, and knowing that love ultimately holds those who have gone before us and that they are never really gone. And I believe life is about having fun. This podcast is for those who are ready to feel more love and allow room for healing. It's for those who need a little encouragement, support, a little more light, and maybe just a bit more joy or laughter in their life. It's for those who know that there is so much more for them, but they just don't know what it is or how to get to it. And I hope that we laugh a little bit more than we cry on this podcast, because laughter is music to God's ears. It is my deep desire that you will discover that sometimes your power comes from the biggest pain you've ever experienced. It's my great honor to invite you to join us one time a week to listen in on these interviews or these solo aha moments, and hopefully that you will be inspired and that it will touch a part of you that knows you are so much more than your circumstances. I hope you come along for the ride. I think it's going to be a good one.
Thank you for spending time with us today. Please go to nadahogan.com for show notes and other information that you can use right away. If you like what you've heard here, please subscribe to the podcast. And don't forget to rate and review right there on iTunes, Stitcher, or however you get your podcasts. And don't forget to tell your friends about it. We'll see you next week.